you're in the news this week. Your Dino Bravo episode of Dark Side of the Ring just aired last night. What was your experience like being part of that documentary, and what did you think of the final product?
Wow, 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 wow. Where do I start? Well, I wish everybody to go see the show Dark Side of the Ring with Dino Bravo. Uh, it's an amazing story. Dino Bravo was brought up with us with Ricky Martel and the whole crew from Quebec, but Dino was a guy who never mixed his business. Like, I only knew that he was married to the Catroni's daughter, which Catroni is like the big mafia in those days in Montreal, the biggest mafia. He was married to the daughter. But when he came to the Paul Sauvé Arena or the Forum in Montreal or everywhere else in the business, he kept it secret. We never knew. He never brought the business. So I learned a lot of stuff, and I'm sure you learned a lot of stuff too when you saw that documentary.
You told a story in that Dark Side of the Ring that Dino actually contacted you shortly before his death and wanted to meet you. Do you have any
Oof.
insight on that?
Yeah, I have an insight on that. I have a couple of things, but I don't want to blow the punch on the story. But I want to tell you about this one. There's two things I'd like if I have the time. First thing, I want to thank Dino Bravo for although we were competing each other. I was trying to get his spot. He was the boss. So it was hard. It was a hard situation for me. I like the guy. And when I was about 18 years old, Devin, I think you're gonna like this story. I think you've heard it a bit yesterday, but I'm 18 years old. We're going into this nightclub. I'm a young pup now. I think I know everything on earth. I'm the smartest guy that exists. And anyway, I'm at that time in my life where I'm untouchable in my own brain. And so we get to this bar and I don't go in bars, Devin. If you know my story in life, I don't hang around bars. But at 18 years old, this is the reason why I don't hang around bars anymore. So we're invited, me, Raymond, and Dino Bravo, to go do a referee contest for a beauty contest. Like, just it's a beauty pageant. They want us. They're taking celebrities to go and judge. And so, believe it or not, I'm 18 years old. I some things in life. So we start drinking beer and we're drinking. And I'm not a big drinker. So when I get to 4 or 5 beers, boy, I'm bigger than I was before I started drinking. And anyway, long story short is we're coming out of that bar and we're going down the stairs and Dino Bravo's first and then my brother Raymond's second and I'm third coming last. And I'm actually hanging onto the railing going down, making sure everything's okay. And but Dino just lets out a word like, "Hey, that's a hockey player from the Nordiques at the bottom of the stairs," and was like 3 stories high, so we could see him from far away. And when he said that, I had the most obnoxious, the most fresh answer. Like it wasn't me in real life, but because of the alcohol. And I said to, hockey players, and like an idiot. And when I got down to the stairs, Dino shook his hand for his hand, Raymond shook his hand, and when I went to shake his hand, just out of being an idiot, he said no to me. And when he said no to me, I said, "Oh yeah." I was really messed up. I said, "Oh yeah." And then I hit my punch there. My right hand's coming, and he ducked, and I hit the wall. And then he slid between my legs, and he pulled my head was starting to go down between my legs. I wasn't on the floor yet, and then Dino just stepped in, and Dino said, "Hey, that's enough." And then he pushed Dino. That was a mistake. And then Dino grabbed him by the hair and he drug him outside. And the guy had a really nice car, and he just ran his head into the car once or twice. I was so embarrassed and it was a shame for being seen like that. And all the boys the next few days were talking to just like, "Hey, Dino, say Jacques' ass. But it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me because from that day on, I never went back in a nightclub. And I never alcohol. Like, I take a bottle of wine once a week like everybody, but I never, and I didn't hang around the boys going to the dancing stuffs and all that stuff. So that lesson, I have to thank Dino for that. And now the other thing I wanted to say about Dino, what was that thing you told me there, Devin,
That
about Dino?
you mentioned that he called you a couple days before and wanted to meet with you.
Yeah, yeah. So here we are. Me and Dino, we're not the greatest of friends. I got to be honest with you, Devin. We compete with each other, but when we get in the dressing room, we play cards. We always play cards. So it wasn't the best of my friends, but he was a guy that I liked. So anyway, long story short, the night before he got killed, 2 nights before, he calls me up and he says, Jacques. I said, Dino? He says, yeah. He said, can you come and see me? And I said, to myself, I'm on the phone, I'm saying, Jesus, maybe he wants to do something nice for me. Maybe he wants to push me, or maybe there's something great for me out there. So I said, okay, Dino. I said, I can't go see you tonight, but I said, I'll try and do my best for tomorrow. And because I was in the middle of something, I can't remember what I was in. I was in the middle of something, and like I said, it wasn't priority. It was just a friend, and not a close friend, just a friend. But he sounded funny on the phone. He sounded like I was his friend. He sounded like I was his last friend. I swear to God, he treated me so nice. So the next day, I don't go, and so now we're 2 days later. I get to my gas station. And I tell the guy in the gas station, and Rodden comes out and he says to me, he says, yeah, boy, he says, your friend Dino there, he says, he got it good, huh? And I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? Because I'm on his way to his house now. And he says, yeah. And then he shows me the front page of the newspaper from one end to the other, 11 shots in the body and 7 shots in the head. And then I'm saying to myself, it's a good thing I didn't go. I mean, it's a good. I'm not being selfish. I'm just being honest. It's a good thing I didn't show up there, at the same time as whoever did that. And
Yeah.
so that was really, really weird. But what can I say?
Now, you don't really have to go into detail on this, but I noticed Gino Brito was in that documentary, and at one point in time, wasn't he in some trouble for some loan sharking related stuff as well?
Yeah, and we discovered so many things about Dino in this thing, because I didn't know Dino was a long shot. I didn't thought Dino would put himself in a position to go collect money for people that owe money. I never thought that. But, that was the thing that I explained also, was like, you know, it was hard for Dino when he had to start doing jobs for middle guys, and when he wasn't used like he wanted to be used, because he was a booker in Montreal. He used to create his character. He was the king. But like in the card of decks, I always compare, when you're a jack, you're not a king, and you don't run the business. Vince run the business. He was just a number, and he had a hard time when he had to dye his hair blonde. In Montreal, there's a whole area in Montreal that it's Italians, old Italy and stuff, and you don't see no Italians with blonde hair, not in those days. So he was embarrassed, and he was a guy like you, Dino. I know Kevin, and Dino's a tough guy too, and so I think you could relate very much to him being a tough Italian and a nephew of the mafia, and he's got blonde hair, and he's getting beat by middle guys. So it didn't work with him. He couldn't stand it. So finally, when he gave his notice and he left, that's the sorry thing about a wrestler, Devin. If you don't learn how to recreate yourself, you're going to be in some shit, because you have not that much education, not that much of some other talent in life, to either an electrician or something, or so you don't have much, and you need money. And when you're used to having some money, like Dino was having coming in, he had to start doing some things. And I looked in that message yesterday, Dark Side of the Ring. It was amazing what his wife said. At the end, she said, Dino, I forgive you for the choices that you made. But every choice that you made was to save our family, was to feed our family. I felt a little sadness, inside of me, because I was one of the lucky ones, and like you too. We turned around and we do other things, but he did make a wrong decision, and but I'll tell you, um, he's going to be missed more now than he was when it happened, because he wasn't. The people was in a time where Dino wasn't well looked at in the WWF, so they kind of ignored him a bit, let's say. But when he had his company in Quebec, and there was over 2 million people that used to watch us on TV every Sunday mornings, he was a hero.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.